So am I audible? Are you there? Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. I said good morning, pa. Huh?
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
So
Good morning, sir.
Couldn't hear you clearly.
okay, that's fine. Very nice. Now we'll get back to the lesson. See, we had concept of vapor pressure and how vapor pressure will decide the boiling point, and vapor pressure is inversely proportional to boil point. Volatile liquids will have high vapor pressure, low boiling point. Non-volatile liquids will have low vapor pressure and high boiling point. And then we had vapor pressure Raoult's law. Based on Raoult's law, we classified solutions into ideal and non-ideal. Under non-ideal, again, it was positive and negatively deviating solutions, correct? So after that, we have seen characteristics in the last class. Then vapor pressure diagram. So it is obtained by plotting vapor pressure of each component against its mole fraction in the solution. So how exactly vapor pressure diagram will be there for ideal solution? This is like this. And in case of positively deviating solution, each graph of the liquid components in the solution will be plotted. Vapor pressure will be more than if it were to be ideal. Then negative, it will be having lesser vapor pressure. Okay, it goes there. Take an example also, correct? So let's proceed further. Fine. Now we'll take up something called, okay. Before that, you know, this based on Raoult's law, whatever we have taken the equation. I'll go back to the previous page. Okay. See, based on Raoult's law, we have given this equation for binary solutions. For binary solutions, based on Raoult's law, we have given this equation, right? So PT, P total is equal to vapor pressure of both the components, P1 plus P2 or PA plus PB, whatever. Similarly, PT is equal to, when you apply Raoult's law, vapor pressure of each component is directly proportional to its mole fraction in the solution. Based on that, we have given the equation like this: P naught A into XA plus P naught B into XP, correct? Now let's say in the problem, if they give P naught A, XA, P naught B, XP, you can calculate P total of the solution of two liquid in liquid solution, right? If any one component mole fraction is given, either A is given or B is given, and they'll ask you to calculate PT, then we'll give this expression, that's all. Okay, so what we can do is, in terms of XA we can give, okay, but XB plus XA is equal to 1, right? So XB is equal to 1 minus XA. So in the place of XA, therefore PT is equal to P naught A into XA plus P naught B into 1 minus X. So open the bracket, P naught A into XA plus P naught B minus P naught B XA. Correct? Similarly, that's equal to, I can take P naught B and P naught A XA minus P naught B XB is there, right? So I can take common factor XA out. So plus P naught A minus P naught B into XA So that means in terms of any one component mole fraction, we can calculate total pressure, total vapor pressure of the solution mixture. Or in terms of XB, what could it be? PT is equal to P naught A, other component has to come, right? In terms of XA, it was P naught B. So here P naught A into should be P naught B minus P naught A into XB. Okay, just know about it. So this is one thing. Based on Raoult's law, we can give this kind of expression, right? And also this Raoult's law we have studied, right? Before that, we have studied for gas in solution one law. Which was that law we have studied for gas in liquid?
Henry's law.
Henry's. Okay. So this Henry's law and Raoult's law, in a way, both are correct. How is that? Can anybody give me the statement of Henry's law?
Partial pressure of a gas above the surface of liquid is directly proportional to the mole fraction of self in the solution.
Okay. So we'll correlate between Raoult's law, Henry's law, and see, for a solution of gas in liquid, it is Henry's law. For a solution of liquid in liquid, it is Raoult's law. For a solution of gas in gas, what could be it? Anybody? If there is mixture of non-reacting gases, how do you find the partial pressure of each component in a mixture of non-reacting gases?
Dalton's law.
Dalton's law of partial pressure.
Dalton's. All the three, in a way, can be correlated. How is that exactly? For solution of gas in liquid, Henry's law. It is partial pressure of the gas is equal to KH, Henry's law constant into mole fraction of the gas, correct? KH, Henry's law constant. Henry's law constant. Now, for a solution of liquid in liquid, same thing I can say binary solutions of liquids, correct? Raoult's law. What is the meaning or the statement? Mathematical partial pressure of each component, small p, of gas. Sorry, partial pressure of each component. Partial pressure of each component, so PA is equal to P naught A into XC. Here, what is the constant here? P naught A was the proportionality constant. Vapor pressure of pure liquid before mixing, right? Similarly, for a solution of gas in gas, for a solution of gas in gas, this is Dalton's. Partial pressure of the gas is equal to total pressure, P total, into mole fraction of the gas. Your constant is PT, total pressure of the mixture. You can see in all the three cases, partial pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. Only thing is constants are different. Okay, so accordingly you have to use. If they ask you to calculate partial pressure of the gas in vapor phase, so probably you have to apply Dalton's law there. So partial pressure of each component in the binary solutions of liquids, then Raoult's law. So partial pressure of gas in a solution of liquid, then Henry's law. So slight difference will be there in the data and the problem. So you have to clearly identify what to apply and when to apply that. Okay. So this is about Raoult's law. Raoult's law, Henry's law, and Dalton's law correlation. So I think things are clear. Let's proceed. We have something called, let me give this concept and then I'll give you the heading. See, I am going to take a solution here. This solution has water and alcohol mixture. Okay, so this is a solution of water and alcohol. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to heat. Okay, when you heat, you get vapors, right? Vapors will be passed through a water-cooled condenser. So to condense them, okay, so we are going to condense them. Simply some water-cooled condenser. Just to symbolically show you, that's all. It will not be fitted like this. Anyway, now what we have got is the liquid that is condensed. Now people have to tell me, in this liquid which is obtained by the condensation of the vapors there, will have same proportion of water and alcohol or different?
Different.
Which will be more?
The more volatile liquid is in a higher proportion.
Volatile liquid will be in a higher proportion, that is water,
Depends on which is more volatile.
No, between water and alcohol, which is volatile? If you keep alcohol in a container, water in a container, open atmosphere, which will evaporate faster? Alcohol. No. Alcohol is volatile. Alcohol evaporates. Pure alcohol, if it is kept in a container, it evaporates by itself. Correct. So when you take this mixture, okay, water and alcohol, and boil it, condense and collect, in this liquid which is obtained after condensation, alcohol will be more or water will be more?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
So I don't know. Alcohol will be more, right? So there will be more of alcohol. Will be more than water. Okay. Now I'm going to heat it again. I'm going to heat it again. So again, vapors will be obtained. In the vapors, so you must notice again there will be more of alcohol vapors and there will be less of water vapors. Correct? Again, I'm going to condense and collect it there. When you condense and collect it there, so what would happen in this liquid which is obtained? Alcohol is more or water is more? Alcohol is much more than water. Now I'm going to again boil this. The process continues. Again, there will be much more alcohol vapors and water vapor will be little. Okay, like this. Now this process continues. I'm going to continue. So now the question is, at the end, what will happen? What do I get the mixture at the end? What do I get? Remind with. Ah,
Only alcohol.
correct. No, it is natural that we expect at the end we would remain with only alcohol. So only alcohol means 100% alcohol. That is 100% alcohol is called what? I think alcohol is being done for you. Organic.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 100% alcohol is called what?
Ethanol.
Absolute alcohol. Absolute alcohol. This is what we think, but the answer is wrong. Correct. Same thing is happening. You are heating. In every case, vapors are being condensed. Alcohol proportion is increasing. So finally, we should get absolute alcohol. But no, it will not give. Instead, what would you get? You know, you will get at the end a mixture of 95.5% alcohol and what is remaining? 4.5% water is left behind. 4.5% water is left behind. Then you may ask me, again, do it, sir, 1 or 2 times, 3 times. So that 4.5% also would be lost. Okay. So it is not so. You do 100 times the same process. Take the 95.5% alcohol and 4.5% water combination in that proportion. Okay. And repeat the distillation 100 times or more than that. Again, the distillate that you get after condensation would have the same proportion of alcohol and water. So this mixture becomes inseparable. Water can't be separated from the alcohol by that proportion. And such mixtures are called constant boiling mixtures, constant boiling mixtures or azeotropic mixtures. Azeotropic mixtures. Now the name constant boiling mixture, uh, if you get the meaning directly as the liquid mixture which boils at constant temperature, that is not correct, no, because every liquid will boil at a particular temperature. A mixture which boils at constant temperature is not the meaning of that. Then what is the meaning of constant boiling mixture? Every liquid will have its own boiling point. But what is happening here? The composition is not changing upon boiling. Okay. So the liquid mixture whose composition remains same even after boiling is what is a constant boiling mixture or azeotropic mixture. Is it okay? So this mixture will boil at a constant composition once the composition of alcohol and water is set at 95.5% alcohol and 4.5% water. Is it okay? For a given composition, certain liquid mixtures boil at a constant composition. They are called azeotropic mixtures or constant boiling mixtures. Is it okay? So the mixture that boils at that boils, better to say like this, that boils at a temperature without changing its composition is called azeotropic mixture. is called azeotropic mixture. Okay, so here there are two types. Okay, number one. So certain liquid mixtures boil, the mixture will boil at a temperature lower than the boiling point of the individual components. Okay, certain liquid mixtures become azeotropic mixtures and their boiling point will be higher than the boiling point of individual components. Okay, so there are two types of liquid mixtures. So number one, minimum boiling azeotropes. Minimum boiling azeotropes. What is minimum boiling azeotropes? The boiling point of the mixture is lower than the boiling point of individual components. Individual components. Okay, that means the mixture boils at low temperature than the boiling point of each component. Now, generally, we have seen positively deviating solutions, negatively deviating solutions. What kind of liquid mixtures can set examples of this category? So, minimum boiling and minimum boiling. Is it positive, negative, or ideal? Which will set examples. There is a hint in the explanation itself. Why there is poor response today?
Positive deviation,
Why do you say it is positive deviation?
vapor pressure will be higher,
So
so the
boiling point will be
lower.
very good. Okay. So generally, positively deviating solutions will form examples of minimum boiling azeotrope. Okay. Form this type of solution. So example I had given, it is the 95.5% alcohol. It is ethanol particularly, and 4.5% water. And boiling point of ethanol, in common conversation, in layman language, if you say simply alcohol, it is ethanol. It is beverage alcohol. Correct? No? Alcohol means it is ethanol. Anyhow, so this ethanol boils at a temperature of 351.3 Kelvin. Okay. Water boiling point, 373 Kelvin. Okay. So this is an azeotropic mixture. The boiling point of mixture should be lower than the boiling points of individual components, right? So it is 351.15 Kelvin. Okay. So that's the next one. Number two, maximum boiling azeotropes. Or azeotropic mixtures. What is the statement I should give now? Maximum boiling azeotropes. The boiling point of the mixture is higher than the boiling point of individual components. Mixture is higher than the boiling point of components. Generally, what type of liquid mixtures can set examples? I think you can say no.
Negative.
Negatively. Okay. So negatively deviating solutions for this type of mixtures. Okay. We'll take an example. Okay. 68% aqueous HNO3. 68% aqueous. Is it negatively deviating solution? 68% aqueous HNO3. What is there in the mixture now? What is there in the mixture? It is HNO3 and water. So HNO3 and water, polar plus polar. So it can be negatively deviating solution. So here 68% HNO3 and it is 32% water. And this is 3 boiling point of individual liquid, 359 kelvins. This is 373 kelvin. And the mixture boiling point should be higher than the highest. It should be more than 373.5 kelvins. So it is found to be 393.5 kelvin. Exactly, that is it. 393. So this is about constant boiling mixtures or azeotropic mixtures. Sometimes you will come to know in alcohols chapter at the end. Probably sir is discussing now. So at the end you have this manufacture of ethanol from molasses. So there you get the mixture at the end, so which is called rectified spirit. Okay, this 95.5% alcohol and 4.5% water is called rectified spirit, and it is difficult to convert this rectified spirit into absolute alcohol, but sometimes it is required industrially for 100% alcohol. There will be requirement, okay, for reactions and to maintain the solvent as alcohol medium. 100% alcohol is required. In such cases, they assort to some other different methodology. Now 4.5% water has to be removed. No, they add calcium metal and distill it. Calcium removes trace of water and makes it. Or there are methods like they take this rectified spirit and make it a ternary mixture. It's a binary mixture, right? 95.5% alcohol and 4.5% water. Add little benzene into it. So benzene, alcohol, water becomes ternary mixture. The ternary mixture will have a different set of properties. There you can again remove water by distillation. Okay, so this is about constant boiling mixture or azeotropic mixture. Fine. So with this, we'll move on to some numericals based on Raoult's. When I say numericals, do you remember anything about numericals in our last to last class? Do you remember anything? Had I given any homework for you? Shall we check that? See, Henry's law constant for nitrogen. This problem has been given as homework. Can anybody tell me the answer for this? Nobody has worked out. Yeah. What is the answer for this? Prahlad. Then what would you do, man? Huh? One problem you couldn't work out. What about remaining people, I say? Sandra? Vallabh? Now, will you work out this or should I work out now?
We will work out.
We'll work out, sir.
That's fine. So then we'll do one thing. I'll give one more chance. Next class you should come.
Is
See,
it 0.7 millimole?
Prahlad, I think you have worked out now itself.
No, sir.
Am I right or wrong?
I had written somewhere in some corner.
Somewhere in some corner you have written. What is the answer?
0.7 millimoles.
Mm, answer is close, but not exact. Recheck it once. So people have to work it out. I'll check it in the next class. There is little conversion required at the end. Okay. So then we'll take up problems on Raoult's law. Numericals. Yes, come on. The vapor pressure of water is 12.3 kilopascal at 300 Kelvin. Calculate the vapor pressure of one molal solution. One molal solution of a non-volatile solute in it. There is a non-volatile solute present in the water. So vapor pressure of water has been given. Calculate the vapor pressure of 1 molal solution. Now, vapor pressure of a solution containing non-volatile solute in it. What is the equation to be used? It is P1, vapor pressure of solution. Okay, calculate the vapor pressure of 1 molal solution. So P1 is equal to, it should be P01 into X1. X1 is, what is P01? Vapor pressure of solvent in the solution. That is what? What is X1? Mole fraction of solvent water. So this is Raoult's law for non-volatile solute in liquid. So come on. You just need to calculate X, that we have done already. Okay, and P01 they have given, just product of that. Now X1 to calculate number of moles is required, mass is required. That data can be obtained from the sentence 1 molal solution. So 1 molal solution means what? You have to derive from it. Come on. Anyone has got the answer? One molal solution means what? How many moles of solute are there? The number of moles of solute should be N2. For solute, 2 subscript will be given, right? So solution is 1 mole. What is 1 mole solution? 1 mole of non-volatile solute is present in 1 kg of solvent, right? That is molality. So that means weight of solvent W1 is 1 kg, 1000. So number of moles of solvent N1, that is what? Mass by molecular mass. Eight. So N1 is equal to 1000 divided by 80, 55.55. Come on, calculate mole fraction. That's it. So P1 is equal to P01. X1 is N1 divided by N1 plus N2. 12.3 kilopascal, 55.55. 55.55 plus 1, 56.5. What's the answer? Neeti Gandhi, what's the answer?
Sir, 2 seconds. Sir.
Anurag. I'm sure of late you're not responding.
Around 12.08.
082.
Why around, man? It is board problem. It has to
0.08, sir.
0.08.
12.08 kilopascal. Right? Let's proceed. We'll take second. Okay. Benzene and toluene. Benzene and toluene form ideal solution. Form ideal solution over the entire range of composition. For the entire range of composition. The vapor pressure of pure benzene simultaneously you should also write vapor pressure of pure benzene and toluene. In the classroom we would have dictated. Here it is better to write the vapor pressure of pure benzene and toluene at 300 Kelvin. 300 Kelvin are 50.71 millimeter mercury and 32.06 millimeter mercury respectively. Okay. Calculate the mole fraction of benzene. calculate the mole fraction of benzene. Look at this. In the vapor phase, calculate the mole fraction of benzene in the vapor phase. Mole fraction of benzene in the vapor phase if 80 grams of benzene if 80 grams of benzene is mixed with 100 grams of toluene. Okay, that means calculate the mole fraction of benzene in the vapor phase. In the vapor phase of benzene and toluene, there are two gases. If you are going to calculate mole fraction of benzene in vapor phase, it should be Dalton's law, right? Should be Dalton's. So I'll just give you last step. From that last step, you can derive all the remaining steps required for that. Okay, you have to do. You cannot be inactive, please. See, vapor pressure in vapor phase. Okay, so partial pressure of benzene, B for benzene, is equal to total pressure into X of benzene. This is Dalton's law. Dalton's, right? So come on. Now, what is all required? They have given 80 grams of benzene in 100 grams of toluene. Masses of benzene and toluene has been given. From that number of moles. From number of moles, mole fraction of benzene and toluene. From that, Raoult's law for liquid in liquid can give PT. PT is equal to PB plus P. Again, PT means total. You have to differentiate between total and toluene here. Okay. You write toluene has small t. Okay. And to P total as capital T. So PT capital T is equal to PB plus P small t. That's you do that. You calculate PT, P total from Raoult's law, and XB can be calculated from the given data. And finally, we'll do this. Come on. One step extra, that's all. This problem majorly involves calculation of total pressure, total vapor pressure of the mixture as per Raoult's law. Come on, do it now. I want more responses. I say, I don't know. Many people will be quite inactive. Sure. Huh? See, if we call some names, you people have to respond. I say that's the basic minimum, respect you have to have. When I say some names, if people doesn't respond also. Sudanva, where is Sudanva? Sudanva is not seen nowadays. Sumedh, are you working out, man?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Vinay.
Yes, sir.
Madam Neeti Gandhi.
I'm working out, sir.
Okay. Madam Priyanka Gandhi is not there. Okay. B and T.
0.6.
Final answer, huh?
Yes, sir.
What is that 0.6 mean?
Mole fraction of benzene.
Okay, okay. No, okay. Proceed, proceed. Probably 92 plus 15, no? 77 plus 15.
So mole fraction of column is 0.5.
Mole fraction is 0.6 for which one? I'm sure. Point 0.6 cannot come, no, right? It should be 1 point something.
Sir, it is 0.6 only.
0.6 in vapor phase.
Oh, finally. Oh, final answer.
Sir, final answer only I was telling.
Oh, that's good. Okay. 0.6. Oh, very nice. That's the correct answer. Very good. Okay. Let's proceed now. So 80 by 78. Can anybody tell me immediately? 1 point.
02.
0 to 4. 0 to 6.
2 next digit.
5.
5.
6.
5 or 6. Approximately 6. Right? Probably. Oh. I'll take 6 only. Next, what is NT? 1 point.
1.086.
Pardon me? 0.8.
7.
7.
087.
Okay. 7. Fine. What is step 1? Step 1 is about? I'll write here. Step 1. Calculation of XB and XT. Okay. Therefore, XB is equal to NB divided by NB plus NT. 1.026 divided by 1.026 plus 1.087. Can anybody immediately? XB
0.48.
4.486.
4.48. Pardon me? 0.486.
486.
We'll go with up to third decimal accuracy. That is mole fraction of benzene. You have to go for ratio here for calculating XT. So XT is simply 1 minus XB. So 1 minus 0.486. So XT is equal to 0.514. Okay, this is calculation of mole fractions. Step 2 will be step 2. It is PT, P total to be calculated based on Raoult's law. So PT, PB plus PT. PB is nothing but P naught B into XB. PT small t, P naught T into XT. So PT is equal to they have given benzene and toluene 50.71 into 0.486 plus 32.06 into 0.514. Anybody?
105.625.
Total this total.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You give me one more step because we require this PB also, no? 50.71 plus into 0.485. Can you people tell me? It cannot be 105, no? Half of this plus half of this, approximately. You can see?
No, sir.
Half of this, no? What is 50.71 into? Because that is required later in the third step.
24.64.
24.64. Next.
5.
645. No problem. What is this? 16 point.
16.478.
Now, total. Come on. Around 41 point.
1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
Oh, I'm sure he's typing all the answers. Oh, 41 point.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay. So millimeter mercury. No problem. Now we'll go with step 3. Okay. We know P total now, and PB, okay, is also known. Sorry, XB is also known, right? So this PB can be obtained. This is fine, not a problem. So we'll proceed to the third step. Now this XB, since it is mole fraction of the benzene in the vapor phase, what we would do, we'll give a slightly different notation for that. That's all. Okay. Step 3. Instead of XB, I would write some YB line. Generally, books also give for vapor phase mole fraction is YB line. Okay. Now the question is all about calculating the mole fraction of benzene in the vapor phase. Okay. So fine, YB is equal to PT. YB is PB, right? P of benzene, small b we have written, divided by PT. And PB is 24.645. Divided by 41.123. What is the final answer? 0.6.
Yes, sir.
0.6. Yes. Mole fraction of benzene in vapor phase. That's it. Okay. If somebody is writing, I'll just zoom out so that you can see that. No problem. If all of you are finished, let me know. I'll move on to the next problem. What is not seen is only mass of benzene and toluene. That's all. Okay. Let me know if it is done.
Done, sir.
All of you have done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll move on. I'll zoom in. One homework for you. The third one. Find the vapor pressure of pure liquids. Find the vapor pressure of pure liquids A and B. Rather, it is. One second. One second. There is slight difference. Find the composition. Find the composition. Do like this. Of liquid mixtures find the composition of liquid mixture and also the vapors. That means you have to find the composition, mole fraction, you can say, of liquid mixture and also in the vapors. If total pressure PT is given is 600 millimeter and vapor pressure of liquids A and B in pure state are 450 millimeter mercury and 700 millimeter mercury at 350 Kelvin respective. Okay, 350 Kelvin respective. So you need to just find the composition of liquid mixtures. That means in the liquid solutions and also in the vapor. So if the total vapor pressure is given, so on. So come on, you need to take it as homework. Okay. So previous Henry's law problem and this one, 2 homework now. We'll take up next. Fourth one. Vapor pressure of liquids. A and B. At 298 Kelvin is 300 millimeter mercury and 450 millimeter mercury. Calculate the mole fraction calculate the mole fraction of A in the mixture if total pressure is 400 millimeter. Vapor pressure of liquid A and B at 298 Kelvin, they have given pure liquids. P0 A, P0. Calculate mole fraction of A. Mole fraction of A alone they are asking. Come on. This should be not Dalton's law, right? It is in the mixture they are asking. Same from Raoult's law itself you have done. PT has been given, total vapor pressure they have given. In terms of any one mole fraction, I had given you in the beginning of the class itself.
Sir,
Ah,
0.34.
0.66 and 0.34. XA is 0.34.
XA, that's all they are asking. 0.34.
0.34.
Oh, very good. In terms of any one component, right? So how do you go about it? This is P0B plus P0A minus P0B into X. Substitute and simplify. Should be minus 150, right? You can do like this. Mm, 150 XA is equal to 50. If you just leave now. I think it's done. We take fifth one. Come on, write down. Two liquids. A and B form ideal solution. At 300 Kelvin. The vapor pressure of solution vapor pressure of solution containing one mole of A containing 1 mole of A and 3 mole of B is 550 mmHg. 1 mole of A and 3 mole of B is 550 millimeter mercury at the same temperature. At the same temperature, if one more mole of B is added to this solution, the vapor pressure of the solution increases by 10 millimeter. Determine the vapor pressure of A and B in their pure state. Determine the vapor pressure of A and B in their pure state. I'll just explain this. There are two liquids A and B form ideal solution. It's a mixture of ideal. So the vapor pressure of solution containing, there is two cases here. In case 1 mole of A is mixed with 3 moles of B, where the total pressure is 550 millimeter mercury. Correct? 550 millimeter mercury. At the same temperature to the mixture, if 1 more mole is added, B, then vapor pressure increases by 10 millimeter, means 550 becomes 560. So write two equations. PT is equal to PA plus PB, case 1, case 2. In both the cases, 550 and 560 is the total pressure. And you need to find out, PA and PB. They have given number of moles directly. No need to find out, number of moles by mass and molecular mass. They have given moles. So substitute there and find out X of A, X of B. And you have to write two equations. Case 1, PT is 550. Case 2, PT is 560. And solve for PA and PB. That's all. This also can be homework. See, since one problem you neglect, I'll give this time 5 problems. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 1 Henry's and 2 Raoult's law. Okay. We'll take one more. This is for homework, man. Okay, don't forget. Okay. We'll take up next problem. Sixth problem, right? The vapor pressure of ethanol and methanol and methanol are millimeter mercury and 88.7 millimeter mercury, respectively. An ideal solution is formed at the same temperature by mixing 60 grams of ethanol and 40 grams of methanol. Calculate the mole fraction of methanol in vapor phase. Again, at the end, you have to apply Dalton's law, very similar to the problem that we had solved one problem, right? Homework. So 3 plus 1, 4 problems for you to work out. In my next class, I'll ask you, please, you have to answer. Don't demotivate me also, right? I also should get motivated. All of you men. It is very similar to that benzene toluene problem, right? Only ethanol and methanol has been mixed in the place. Should I give one more problem for homework or enough?
Enough, sir.
Okay. So fine, it is 9:16. Spend 20 minutes, not more than that. Probably all the problems will be worked out. Max to max 30 minutes. Okay. Today I'm going to post Equilibrium competitive exam module companion book. It took a little more time for me to prepare that. I'm going to post it. Solutions will be posted later as usual. If you have taken this, I'm going to end the meeting. Are you all done with it? Have you written?
Yes.
So all of you have to work out without fail. We'll meet for the next class. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Prajwal?
Thank you, sir.
Prajwal? Prajwal? ನೀವು ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್, ನೀವು ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವು ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಕರೆಯೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ನಾನೇ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು.
ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ.
ಏನೋ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ?
ಅಲ್ಲ ನೀನು ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಒಂದ್ ಕೆಲಸ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ನಮ್ದು ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಯೋದ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್. ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್ ಕರೆಯೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗು. ಹಲೋ, ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ ನನಗೆ. ಇಲ್ವಾ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಹತ್ರ? ನೀವು ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗು. ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ VVS ದು.